Hi, I'm Marie Carr, and I'm a partner in our insurance practice. My area of focus is how insurance companies grow. I'm joined today by our insurance advisory practice leader, Jamie Yoder, who has been focused in looking at how innovation has been shaping the insurance industry for a very long time. Co-authoring The Future of Insurance, our colleague Anand Rao, who's been focused on not only innovation, but global innovation, analytics, and AI, and how that applies to insurance and financial services sector. Let's get specific. What are some of the drivers of this innovation that you've been seeing?
Yeah, I would say there are three major drivers with respect to technology, and that is driving most of what you see. There are also customer-related drivers that we can come back to, but with respect to technology, I would say the data. And of course, the data has been talked about for a long time, but now the amount of data that is coming is much more. Just take example of an autonomous car, or even a driver-assisted car now, sort of sending out 300 gigabytes of data per hour. And you can wonder what you do with that data, but that's the amount of data that's coming in, but coming in very fast as well. So for every second, you're getting this data. So just the amount of data, the speed at which the data is coming, impacts insurance. So that's number one. Number two is also how the technology has progressed. So the technology has accelerated. When I say technology, the ability to process this data, as we just saw, the amount of data that's coming in, and do it not just in a batch mode, which is what we have been doing all along in insurance and other sectors, to doing it in real time. So that you can offer things like usage-based service and usage-based insurance. So that's more around the technology enabling you to analyze all of this data. And then thirdly, I would say it's the analytics, the artificial intelligence, which essentially takes all of this data with the volume of data and all the different types of data, tries to make sense out of it. So with all this data, what do I really need to do? How do I assess the risk for this particular customer or this particular trip? That's what the analytics is doing, and again, there is a huge amount of innovation happening there at a breakneck speed, and that's reflected in the way the insurtech companies and other companies are exploiting those. Machine learning, natural language processing, voice interfaces, those are all things that are coming to the fore because of all the technology changes.
Yeah, I think Anand, you made some fantastic points there and really point to some major change in the industry. Jamie, are you seeing different changes transforming insurance innovation?
Yeah, I mean, I think it builds on what the new capabilities that Anand's talking about in terms of what that enables. So this technology and the data is enabling changes, but it's also combined with really the social and demographic trends that we've seen. So, you know, the shifts in terms of customer needs and expectations. You know, the sort of the rise of the shared economy, millennials, you know, the always connected, always expecting things to be there when you need them. That's changed a little bit of how we look at it. So we see a tremendous amount of the innovation happening around sort of both the enhanced interactions with customers. So how do we get to them, sort of the omni-channel experience? So robo advice, but really bionic advice, where it's both sort of human and machine, complementing, you know, the interaction, so people get the most robust set of information that they can. Behavior-based models that people look at, but also new offerings. So, you know, solutions for the shared economy. You see a rise on-demand insurance. So insurance for the times of just when you need it. Turn it off, turn it on type of thing. Peer-to-peer models. But then, you know, probably importantly, micro-segmentation. So the ability to really scale niches and target key segments with solutions, you know, both products and services that really hit on the needs of a particular you know, micro-segment of the market in new ways. I think that becomes, you know, quite interesting. But really, what we're seeing, you know, innovation, you know, across the value chain. I think what's telling, or what's interesting, is a lot of the hype and a lot of the buzz goes when people think of innovation is it a soup to nuts new entrant, somebody that will displace sort of the traditional carrier? And while that gets a lot of buzz, I think that's a lot less interesting, and certainly a very, very small portion of what the unprecedented level of innovation that we're seeing. You know, we looked at hundreds and hundreds of companies, and we track how they're changing various parts of the value chain, and really it's, you know, in most cases it's really creating a new capability in very targeted areas around that, and that's, you know, that's what becomes really compelling in terms of, well, you know, insurers used to think of how do we control all the pieces, how do we build it ourselves and build, you know, within our walls. Now you have the chance to look at what's already being done, both as a source of inspiration and ideas, but as importantly, a path to how can we actually get this to market.